Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Nick Armenis here, and in today's video, I'm going to take you through my personal strategy that I've used to scale multiple 8-figure Google ad accounts. This is specifically for e-commerce businesses. So if you're an e-commerce business and you're wanting to know the exact campaign and funnel strategy I use to help scale businesses past 8 figures, this particular process is responsible for, I would say, in excess of $200 million in sales. In the last year, there's been close to $40 million using this exact strategy. So let's jump into it. I'm going to share my screen and actually talk you through and show you each of the campaigns and how they fit into each part of the Google Ads funnel. Okay guys, so here is the entire strategy mapped out really plainly for you. As I said, the reason it's an 8-figure strategy is I've used this on 8-figure brands, specifically 8 figures in Google ad sales. In fact, this strategy that I've used, I've actually, during the Black Friday, done over $1 million with one brand per day with this strategy. So the reason I've mapped it out like this is I've basically got the different campaign types here that I use, and I will talk you through each one of these. And I've also tried to show you the marketing funnel here. So for those of you that don't know, I'm sure most of you watching this know what the marketing funnel is. So top of funnel, we're probably going to have our largest number of customers. So I've got high number of customers, low return on ad spend, and then high return on ad spend, low number of customers, rough and ready. Some businesses may have different amounts in different portions, but realistically, top of funnel is people that have never heard of your brand. They probably don't know what you're selling or even want what you're selling. Like, they're not actively looking for what you're selling. This is just my explanation. If you want the technical explanation of the marketing funnel, please go and Google it. Middle of funnel is people that are problem aware. They might be searching for your type of product or the brand you're selling or similar brands. And then bottom of funnel, these are your active buyers, people that know you, people on your remarketing list might sit at the higher end of the bottom of funnel. Within this funnel, guys, there's multiple layers and it is complex. This is just very much a simplification. And the reason I have this here is to highlight to you at what point each of these campaigns that I use, what are they targeting? These are rough and ready. Some of these are actually getting multiple parts of the funnel. They're not just hitting one part of it, they're hitting multiple areas. But I'm trying to simplify it for you so that you understand why I use this campaign and what is the purpose of it. Because I find most people struggle with Google Ads because, one, they have no clear strategy, and they don't have a clear strategy as to how they're hitting different portions and different parts of the funnel. And why this is important is because if you're not capturing all of that area and you're not filling up this bottom of funnel, which is where most of your buyers are sitting, and to be honest, it's where most of Google tends to focus in terms of pMax and most of its campaigns, it's going to focus here because it's using machine learning to find conversions, right? And it's going to find the ones where it knows people are going to convert based on what they're searching and their history of searching on Google. And it's going to find your cheapest cost per conversions and keep focusing on those and the ones where it knows it's going to get you a sale, because that's what we're probably optimizing for. If we're running an e-commerce business, we're optimizing for conversion value. So I'm going to start at the top of the funnel and work my way down. So the first campaign, and by the way, guys, this is probably for more advanced businesses. If you were just starting out, you would not need all of these campaigns. And even some advanced businesses, I have been able to hit big numbers without all of these campaigns. But these are probably, I would say, to the higher end of how many different campaign types I'm going to have. You can get away with not using some of these. You can get away with just doing this bottom of funnel, but you're missing out on all these customers further up here. And if you're not addressing that middle and walking them down here with other forms of ads as well. Remember, this works even better. Your Google ads will work even better if you're running other types of ads, meta ads, TikTok ads. All of these things really help your performance. So, addressing top of funnel is your demand gen campaigns. These used to be called discovery campaigns. The reason we use a demand gen is because we're kind of going after people who have never heard of us and we're just kind of showing them our brand. It's brand awareness. It is also trying to find people that might be interested in what you're doing, similar to your social media ads. So demand gen is I guess Google's closest thing to social media type ads. And it's really targeting people with images and videos across the Discovery Network, across Gmail, across YouTube, in that very early stage. So these people are probably just searching through Google, through YouTube or through Gmail, and your ad's popping up, and it has to be a very clear message on here. And it has to be nice creative, a nice video, nice images with different types as well, carousels, still single images, and things like that. So this is really your really top of funnel, and you may use it for particular sales that you're having. You might use it to showcase collections or your best-selling products, or even just introducing people to your brand and what you're selling. Similarly, a video awareness or YouTube that's focusing on awareness campaign is another area. You may also do a campaign for shorts, and that's one that I've kind of lumped it together, but realistically it's video awareness, and you'd probably split out shorts on their own because it's really the only way at the moment to target just shorts. And we're using that, again, to hit that top of funnel traffic, because what I've found with YouTube for e-commerce, it can do really well. And the reason I haven't added it is because I'm relying on the videos in pMax to do some of this work. And it could potentially be used down here as remarketing as well. But again, I'm relying on pMax to do that. Wrong or right, this is the strategy that I think works well. You can try, if you have a very good creative that is selling something very clearly, it's got a clear call to action like save 50% or sale on now or something like that, then a video conversion campaign can do well. I would still run this video awareness. And remember, at the top of this funnel, we're only going to be using a smaller percentage of the total budget. That percentage depends on you, but you'll find that you'll be using a small amount of budget here. You try and use as much as possible here. But because branded search may not draw, particularly if you don't have a huge brand name yet, which if you don't, it's going to be hard to get to 8 figures unless you have a decent brand presence and you're building that up in other areas. If you don't, then you are going to need to spend more up the top. And one thing I need to note is, like I said before, guys, a lot of these do address multiple areas of the funnel. This is just where I see them personally and where I find that they tend to focus on. Like pMax for some businesses really just does bottom of funnel, particularly if they have a lot of branded search traffic. But if it's a business that doesn't have a lot, then it might be doing a lot of top of funnel. It is doing a mix, pMax, but this is just where I see it tends to focus. Once you have your top of funnel laid on there, I want you to have a standard shopping campaign that's going to run alongside your pMax campaigns. The reason I want that is I want to find my best-selling search terms, which you can get in the pMax Insights tab as well. But I'm going to get all the best-selling search terms and I'm going to put them in a search text ad to our bestsellers. That's going to include collections and product pages as well. So you may, on top of that, may want to do a dynamic ad as well, but to be honest, pMax kind of has that covered, so there's probably not much point. And then I'm going to do some cold search prospecting using broad match and max conversion value, because I want to find some of those broader keywords where my brand might convert that may not be coming here. Because what you'll find is with pMax is it will find a very small set of keywords and it will just focus on those. And the issue with that is that over time, you're going to bid up your own brand name, the cost of it, and your funnel is not going to be filled with new customers. And so that's a problem because over time, it means your customer base is just declining, which isn't good. Display remarketing only is going to be on a very, very, very small budget, like a few dollars a day, no bigger than that. Otherwise it doesn't work. And I want you to have your feed there so it's dynamically following people around. Again, pMax does cover this, but this is to maximize that. You can also use display during sales events on a small budget. After that, we're going to have, this is probably where most of your sales are going to come from your pMax campaigns here. And if you want to take a standard shopping approach, by all means do it. You're probably not going to find a huge difference. And for a lot of businesses, they are going back to standard shopping, but pMax can also do well. So this is what I'm currently finding does well. For some businesses, this might actually be, all of these campaigns might just be standard shopping instead. And this one here would be all products where I'm bidding very low, like maybe 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, just a low bid on this, and then I'll have this exact same, except they won't be pMax, they will be actual standard shopping. So we want all products. This can be feed only, or you can add assets in there as well. You can test some different asset groups with different audiences if you like, but over time, I find this to be a bit redundant. I find that Google will just focus on whatever is doing well, particularly once it has some data. Then I want you to have your best sellers in a campaign on their own as well, just because you want to push most of your spend to your best sellers. And then so that you don't miss anything, which to be honest, the standard shopping is going to get a lot of, the zombie pMax campaign is going to target all those products that are just not being seen anywhere else. So you can do this using scripts to bring these out, and actually use scripts to manage all these campaigns based on ROAS and things like that. Or you can manually pull these out as well. If you don't have a big product catalog, you can manually do it quite easily. Otherwise, there's scripts. Basically anything not getting clicks, like you might set a parameter of anything less than 5 or 10 clicks. Let's put it into this campaign. And you can extract that data in the Merchant Center, you can extract it in Google Ads. Basically, anything not being seen is getting put in there. Then from there, I want you to have a standard shopping remarketing only campaign. So you're gonna be setting your remarketing audiences. So set those up. I've got videos on how to set that up. And you're only gonna target remarketing audiences. And it's not gonna be observation, it's going to be targeting, because we only wanna come up for remarketing. And then we're going to branded search. Branded search, I suggest everyone has it. I know there's a lot of debate around it, but if you do not segment out brands, so in your other search campaigns and in shopping, probably up in this standard, in your remarketing, you want your branded terms in there. Otherwise, people that search your own brand name, you won't be coming up for, and then your competitors will, which is not good. Search bestsellers and cold prospecting, you want all your branded terms out of there. And this is the juggle you might have with pMax as well. You're gonna need to be balancing how much pMax brand comes up versus in the branded search. So this is basically the strategy, guys. The branded search, sorry, I didn't cover it off. The branded search is just targeting your own brand names. It's a text-based ad, and a lot of your sales will come from there if you have a decent sized brand. And over time, the thing to watch there is that you do not overbid on your own brand name. And I don't like smart bidding strategies on a branded search campaign. I find that over time, you get diminishing returns and you pay more for your own brand. So that's pretty much the strategy, guys. As I said before, it is covering all bases. You really don't need much more than this. And the problem might actually be is if your budget isn't 30 to 50 grand minimum, you probably don't want to do this, because you're gonna be splitting your budget across too many campaigns. Reduce it. If you do have a smaller campaign, you might get rid of the shopping remarketing, you might get rid of 1 or 2 of the pMax, and you might not do the search bestsellers, for example, or you might get rid of the top of funnel, some of it, or lower the budget there. So that's pretty well it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this strategy. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this video has been useful. If you do want to apply to work together, I'm going to leave a link below. So if you want me to implement this strategy for you, if not, and you want to go and implement it yourself, please go ahead. I will be releasing lead magnets around this particular strategy in future videos. So please stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one.